Welcome to the second episode of our Pasión de las Pasiones series, everybody. And happy Valentine's Day week. Not really sure.
Day before Valentine's Day.
Day before Valentine's Day, or day of, or week of, or sometime in the past.
I don't know, 2 years from Valentine's, like 6 months. When are you listening?
When are you listening to this? Dear listeners, thank you for joining us. We finally get to dive into character creation this episode with our guests, designer Brandon Leon-Gambetta and Magpie Games GM Elsbeth Denman. We are so excited to share this session with you all. But before we get to the episode, here's what you can expect after the show.
You can join us back here in the call to action to hear about the Pasión de las Pasiones pre-order/release date this week. More about Girl Scout cookies. Another new patron joined us since last time, which we are both thrilled about. So we will be thanking them personally. And a new review.
Yeah.
Along with, other standard normal stuff.
Absolutely.
But those were the exciting
Those were
things.
the exciting stuff.
Highlights.
Exactly. Until then, please enjoy the show, everybody. Last time on Character Creation Cast, Brandon and Elsbeth joined us for an excellent discussion on game mechanics and how this game runs behind the curtain. We didn't even get a chance to get to character creation. We're picking up right where we left off last time. Enjoy. Well,
Should we make some people?
should we make some people?
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's make some dramatic people.
Let's make some people.
All right.
Woo! And just to
Yay.
clarify, because I did have a little moment of panic, are we not using, we're using the OG6 only?
I think let's use the OG6
That's
because
what I
those are the
have.
ones that are available to
So I didn't
to
know
potential
that.
purchasers
So
also.
I went looking for El Vivador, and then you just made that joke earlier, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll retcon. Won't do that. Sorry.
I'm very excited for El Talento.
Oh.
For people to start playing that one. That's going to be wild.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
I feel hurt and betrayed that I don't know what that is. Thanks.
It's the talent. It's Ricky Martin is on your
Oh,
Telenovela.
my God. Yes, give it to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll send it to you after the. I'll send it to all of you after the recording. You can see get a glance at the
seriously,
things.
I can see like magical girl personalities in all of these playbooks.
Of course you can.
That's your gift. That is
I
your
know.
special gift of seeing magical girls everywhere
It's
and
true.
everything.
Not everything is magical girls. Not everything is D&D.
Everything can be magical girls if you
But
believe
I-
enough.
Do have that book that says that you can play magical girls in D&D.
That's true. It's true.
Okay.
Actually, my
you go.
brother has it right
But-
now. He
By
borrowed
the way,
it.
when Tormentus is done, the last big thing I want to do for Pasión before taking like a little bit of like a hiatus on stuff for it, I'm gonna do a D&D. I'm gonna do a D&D of Pasión. There's gotta
Oh
be.
my God.
There's
There's gotta be.
I need to talk with Brendan about this because there's no way this fits in Tormentus, but there's got to be some kind of little thing. I don't know if it's going to distribute through Magpie or if it's going to be independent,
That'd
but
be amazing.
but I got it.
You gotta.
There needs to be like loot tables. It's so freaking funny. It's something I've talked about from the beginning. I'm just making like, yeah, I'm the barbarian Doña.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's just a play set but thicker because
Amazing.
it's got tables to roll on.
Yes, correct.
I love it. So
It's only right.
Yeah,
what do we
I've got it.
what do we need to do to start creating characters in Pasión de las Pasiones?
All right, so let's jump in. Pasión de las Pasiones is really designed to be a game that creating characters is a big part of play. It gets you revved up, it gets the play going, it gets you thinking about dramatic things, and it's meant to be relatively simple. We're going to look at me going like I own this podcast now. we're going to be picking just from the core playbook. We've got hidden in drives and Kickstarters some of the additional playbooks coming in Tormentus, but let's stick to our core ones that can be pre-ordered. That can be pre-ordered now on the Magpie Games website.
Link is in the show notes.
But so that gives us essentially 6 playbooks that are broad archetypes of characters in telenovelas. It's been a little while since I've been on. Do you want me to go through the list? No, that is not. Well,
we talked about them already.
That doesn't make sense. We talked about them already. What am I doing?
We pay attention when we're hosting the show too.
It's just I've got my patter down so well from running this game that like I'm just like, this is what we do.
Who are we to stop you?
No. I gotta be stopped sometimes. And so each of these playbooks basically gives us a direction that character is going, some relationships, some moves, their question, which is very important. And we're not going to do going into the full gameplay, but I think we can probably connect ourselves with our relationships and stuff like that, because that's always a fun part of it.
Absolutely.
So does anybody have a playbook that is calling out to them?
Well, we usually ask our guests first, especially because you two don't really get to play very often. Not that we've played before, but because you mostly have to run and you've watched other people play. Do you have something that's really just like calling out to you?
I mean, I was just going to throw it back at y'all and be like, well, this is your first time, so
Yeah.
I love them all equally, all my babies.
Ryan,
Gosh.
where are you leaning? You're leaning toward Lion Playala.
No, I've got like literally every single playbook. I'm like, oh, that sounds fun. Oh, that sounds fun. Oh, and wait, no, that sounds fun. I can go super dark and dangerous sort of character, or super opposite of that.
Amelia, the look you just gave it, dark and dangerous.
I know. I am debating on whether or not I'll pull up my second Dirge Stranglethorn here.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I also feel like we've really, in the last year, just like settled into our pattern of like wholly embracing who we are as people and not compromising that.
Yeah.
Good.
Which is that Ryan, does the very sweet support character, and I am as antagonistic as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So
we love that for you.
There are some playbooks that tend towards those. Lime Playata tends to be pretty sweet and supportive of people. La Doña can be sweet and supportive of people. They tend to have their own desires as well of control and things like that.
I'm kind of torn between La Doña and El Gemelo.
Okay. Both good choices. In one case, for La Doña, you get schemes that are the various ways you're pulling things behind the curtains. And for El Gemelo, you've got your twin and your relationship to them. And you build off of and take advantage of their reputation.
I was also like thinking about being a twin as well.
Oh my gosh, two twins.
What if we just both be twins?
Well, I was going to say, one nice thing about twins is that there aren't two of them. Yep. We recommend that people use one playset per thing, but El Gemelo is going to need somebody to twin onto. Yeah. And just as much as El Gemelo is taking advantage of their twin's reputation and taking advantage of their position, their twin also gets to do some things back. Yeah, you get to put on wigs and disguise yourselves as each other, both ways.
Yeah, I mean, I personally really want to do El Gemelo. I don't want to be sneaky behind the scenes. I want to be the worst.
Amazing.
We support you, Amelia. I want that for you.
Sounds good. Is anyone else driven towards something?
Gosh, do I want to roll sweet or do I want to roll dangerous? Because I'm like between like El Jefe.
Oh.
I think I want that's like me going for the throat, maybe.
Yeah.
But,
you know what might be relevant for us to do? Choosing our playset.
Ooh.
That might direct us a little bit.
Yeah, we could do that.
Because normally you'd pick your playset before you pick your playbook.
Okay, well, let's do that then.
So the core book has La Rosa Querida, which is a drama about the ownership of a hotel that has come into question. El Sabor del Amor, which is about a restaurant that is being potentially bought up by a real estate investor from outside of the family. And the option to make your own thing. And so if there's a different setting we'd like to jump onto, or we could also look ahead and go like, hey, we're doing cowboys and do Corazones Despejados or something like that as well.
I mean, I feel like whenever we are given the opportunity to do any kind of world building, Ryan and I are like, let's do that.
Sure.
So, I mean, I kind of want to make our own.
Yeah, it would be fun.
I'm cool with that. We probably won't be able to go through and build all of the setup for it.
Right.
Because, that would involve 2 moves, 4 NPCs.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow, these things are chock full of content, says Brandon Leon-Gambetta about his own game.
But what we can do is say, where do we want to be? Are we on a boat, on a plane, in a mansion, in the desert, where like broad strokes?
I like the idea of being somewhere that we can't leave. So like a boat,
Bottle
or
episode.
part of me was like, what if we were in a submarine? Because
the problem with
why
the
not?
submarine is it's all one room.
Yeah.
Right.
That isn't necessarily a huge issue, but telenovelas tend to be a lot of 2 people scene, 2 people scene, 2 people scene, everyone together.
Right.
2 people scene, 2 people scene, 2 people scene, everyone together.
I mean, I feel like a yacht might be where it's at.
I'm going for a yacht.
A yacht would
Who
be
doesn't
fun.
love a yacht?
Yeah, there
Nice
are
big yacht.
multiple telenovelas that the entire thing takes place on a yacht.
Yeah.
So we're well within genre there.
Okay.
So I mean, it's like yacht or desert island are really the.
Has there been like a murder? Like what is our inciting incident?
I think someone has, quote, heavy air quotes, fallen overboard.
All right, still missing?
For sure.
Yeah.
Perfect. Was it the captain of the yacht?
Ooh.
You know what? Let me make this
Or
a more
his
leading
lover.
question. Oh, I was gonna say, was it the captain of the yacht or the owner of the yacht? Was what I was gonna say. But captain of the yacht or their lovers
¿Por qué no
is
los
really
dos?
good. Yeah, is it
The captain owns the yacht.
the captain / owner of the yacht who's invited us all on this wonderful experience? Because we were invited personally. This isn't like we booked a ticket on a yacht, right? Like this is with our dear friend, I think.
Yeah.
This is
Right.
a glass onion situation.
I was gonna. That's
Yeah, right?
exactly what I was gonna say.
Is it the owner or their lover who has mysteriously fallen overboard?
It's got to be the owner because that
I think so.
it feels very Clue-like as well. Which
the owner
I
fell
love.
overboard, and the lover has invited us to the yacht.
Okay, so
Taken
this is
over.
so the lover is really like running things now. After the owner the owner fell over and the lover took over with like a level of skill and precision that we would not have expected, and they've kind of brought the hammer down and made sure that things are running smoothly.
It's always fun to start with like a level of sus on somebody and then learn more information. So starting with a sneaky character.
And it sounds like one of us is probably the lover.
Ooh.
Because it sounds like this is a main character.
Yeah. I was also going to say, like, were we brought on board because Captain Owner is looking to sell
Ooh.
the boat? And we're
That's
kind
fun.
of like experiencing it and seeing if we vibe with this yacht,
Having a nice summer together and also deciding who buys the yacht.
Right. Like we might be
Because-
interested. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
I
an auction. The
longest
longest auction, but by the
The
end of
longest
this,
open house ever.
by the end of the
Right.
journey, once we dock, whoever's the highest bidder gets the yacht.
hmm
I like
So
it.
like you
I
can
like
you
it.
can put out
Mhm.
bids like throughout the play, and then there's like a tally or something like that of like the highest bid. But you
All
don't
right.
know we don't know
Fantastic.
who the highest bid is, so you can do like bids in secret and stuff.
All right. I'm
And so
making
that was
notes.
and that was the intention. But now that the owner is gone, that plan is kind of out the window because the lover appears to be going like, no, this is my yacht.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But there's legal contracts in place. Well, there's a lot to figure out.
Well, but like
there.
the legal contracts are obviously at the lawyer's office on land, so
Of course,
we don't
we don't have them.
don't know
Uh-huh.
what they say.
And
Yeah.
phones,
Perfect.
sketchy at sea.
Definitely. And also international waters. Like we're talking maritime law.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you know what?
Juicy.
The owner of the boat is like real paranoid. And has always been kind of like jumpy and paranoid about technology,
Yeah.
and made us leave our phones at the shore.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love this setting because like immediately it's giving me that sort of like anxiety, not only of being isolated, but like also over the deep ocean where, you know, I've played Descent into Midnight. I know what's down there.
there is something to be said about like describing the playset and having the players go like, does this make you anxious? Like, you know, does this make you like a little nervous? And them going like, this makes me nervous. Like things at the beginning should feel really unstable. But like anything could end up happening. So I think the first question to ask is, would anybody like to be the lover?
I was kind of thinking about it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Right,
I would
do
love to be the lover. And if I were, I would probably choose El Jefe
Okay.
at that
it.
point.
Cool.
Ooh. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So I want to be El Gemelo, right?
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
also, can I be the captain's former business partner?
Yeah, sure.
So you're the lover's twin, but also the captain's.
Well, yeah. Are you the lovers? Are you El
Sorry,
Jefe's
I made an
twin,
assumption.
or are you someone else's? Because you don't need to. Once
I don't
we can
know
decide
yet.
whose you are once we get the rest of the
Yeah.
playbooks.
I mean,
Oh,
I
okay.
feel like maybe the lover's twin, but also maybe the captain's twin.
Oh,
but
that
then the
also
captain
works.
can't really come back because the captain's lost at sea.
I mean, but we're not playing it. So, and the captain could come back because the captain's lost at sea.
true.
That could mean many things.
Either way.
I guess let's see.
I don't know
let's,
whose twin I am yet.
let's see
We'll
what the
Okay,
other
cool.
playbooks.
Sorry, I was
shake
going
out
off
as.
of y'all twinning.
Yeah.
No, you're all good. Elsbeth, what are you feeling?
Oh, I'm looking at El Caballero, and I'm thinking I am the sibling of our dear departed captain, owner boy, and I'm here to look at buying the boat, but also sort of figure out what happened.
Great.
Angry
Oh,
sibling,
yeah. Because El Caballero has some like definite like detective vibes in it.
He's-
Mhm.
and very
El
like
Caballero
I
gets to the
want
bottom
to
of
fix
it.
this, and I don't pull punches, and I don't mince words.
But we're also trapped on a boat together, which
Right, but I feel like a person coming on with like you've taken away a business opportunity and maybe killed my sibling.
Mhm.
Mad about it.
I think that we are all sometimes. So one thing that Pasion does is a little bit of like the upstairs, downstairs, Downton Abbey kind of thing
Yeah.
with some of the playbooks, feeling like a little bit more innately rich, and some of them feeling less innately rich, and things like that. And so one thing you have to think about when you're choosing characters is making sure you've got some kind of a mix of those if you want that to be an important part of your play, and like of your show, right? Play is in playing the game, not play is in stage production.
Right.
Both.
With El Caballero can be kind of that less wealthy character, but it doesn't sound like you are. If you're the brother of the former owner. So I don't want to be alone as the only person who is not among the wealthy, because I think that'll play a little weird.
So I'm actually thinking, because I want to be the former business partner of our missing captain.
Okay.
But I mean, if I feel like there's the potential that like the reason I'm former is because I got screwed over somehow. So like I am not wealthy. Like our captain can own a yacht, but I can't because business did not go well for me.
Right.
So I'm okay with not being particularly wealthy.
So what I was thinking is it sounds like I think almost of it in terms of less like wealth and more like fanciness, you know? Like, could you walk into a boardroom and talk, right? And it sounds like the three of you could all walk into a boardroom and talk. And so I don't want to go too far off of that.
Right.
I was between La Belleza and La Empleada.
Mhm.
And so I think I'm going to go with La Belleza and just be fancy with all of you. And we'll just have this show just dripping with glamour
Oh,
top to
yeah.
bottom.
I love it.
The budget for this show, so high.
Yeah, it's true. Although it does help that it's only a couple of sets.
Right.
Yeah.
there's not that many sets.
But the
which is a nice thing.
wardrobe,
I do find it funny. El Jefe comes with a feature of thugs.
Mhm.
So now I
yeah.
imagine that the lower decks individuals are my thugs effectively, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
That totally makes sense.
Which aligns with I'm the one that invited you onto the ship.
Sure.
Mhm.
Now I've got backup because
Yeah,
I know things can go down when
And you're the
auctions
one
get-
paying these people, like even the cooks and everything. Like
Yeah.
you're the one funding this trip.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
yeah.
Great. Love it.
So
And needless to say, like, we're not going to spend a lot of time thinking about like, oh, where did this money come from?
Yeah.
Because none of that matters, right? It's we are fancy people doing luxurious stuff.
Yeah.
So does anybody particularly want to be my twin, or Ryan does?
I do.
Okay.
Because I love the whole dynamic of being a twin, and then like especially if it's not like known right away. It's like, oh, you're my twin and you're on the ship now too. It's like
Right.
even though you're my lover's former business partner, right? It's like, oh,
Maybe
it's
that's
come
how
down to
you
this.
met.
yeah, there's
Because
so much
you're
to
my-
uncover there.
You're my twin. So
There you go.
that's how you met.
Oh, yeah.
They
Oh,
chose
that's
you
fun.
over me.
That's
Ooh.
fun.
Drama in this
Mhm.
game?
Uh-huh.
No.
What?
Yeah. We're
So what-
estranged.
So what I would like you to do at this point is take a look at your look, take a look at choose a name. Amelia, you'll need to consult to get your name
Mhm.
figured out. And go ahead and grab a couple moves too. We'll do our relationships once we've half introduced all the characters.
Okay.
I haven't noticed this move in so long. El Caballero grand gesture. When you express your love passionately, add the question, are you making this absurdly elaborate and excessive?
Yeah.
So that one
I love it so much.
So that question is playing with a little bit of that upstairs downstairs thing.
Yeah.
That El Caballero tends not to be like El Caballero tends to be like a little bit like withdrawn, a little bit like, darker, grittier, shadier past. And so like when El Caballero then goes like, no, but I'm in love with you, and so I'm doing this. Like it tends to be more over the top, right? Like La Belleza in love is gonna like throw whatever, like like yeah, I love you, whatever. El Caballero in love is like, I'm on a mission. I am here to court. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
I will make you love me.
Mm-hmm.
No, I love it. I'm getting a very clear picture.
Awesome. And it is so weird doing this with like the amount of time I've been spending on Tormentus. like I'm like looking at these moves and going like, oh, I vaguely remember writing this move. None of this is fresh in my mind. Which is fun. That's good.
All right. So I think I selected some decent looks and a name for my character. Amelia, my
Excellent.
Okay.
twin. So I think
Yeah, why don't you go first? Because there's some questions that I'd rather answer after.
Certainly. So I was thinking, you got some excellent name suggestions on here, so I just went with Catalina
Okay.
because it sounded like a good name for this type of individual. With styled hair, paranoid eyes, and expensive clothes.
All right. Okay, so hold on. I have my world's favorite baby book, which when you look up names also gives you suggested sibling names
Oh,
that sound good.
Oh,
So I am
that's
going
good.
to look up and see if Catalina is in here.
That's cool.
that is excellent.
Right.
Would never have thought of that.
See, it might not be in here, but it is. Catalina, suggested siblings, sisters, Aurora, Annabelle, Marietta, Juliet Esperanza. I am going to go with Esperanza.
Excellent. Okay, so Catalina is our jefe. Esperanza is our gemelo.
Okay, so I went with Esperanza. I said, I wrote my own in for hair. I said, I have glossier hair. Whatever your hair is, mine is shinier. My eyes are darker than yours. And I have risque clothing.
Nice.
I'm the sexy twin.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, what did you say?
With El Gemelo,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Ryan, what did you say for your looks? Which ones did you pick? Sorry. I wanted to...
So I've got styled hair, paranoid eyes, and expensive clothes.
Okay.
With El Gemelo, all of the look things are in relationship to your twin. To like really keep you grounded in like, how are you being compared to them?
Yes.
Just a little peek behind the curtain.
Yeah, I think whatever you're wearing, I just have like one more button undone than you.
Yep.
It's just slightly lower cut, you know. What moves did you pick, Ryan?
Oh, I haven't picked moves yet. I have to choose two. Okay, I'll be back with those.
Okay. All right, Elsbeth, do you want to go?
Sure. So I'm doing El Caballero, and I chose a name off the list, Malena. So I am the captain's sister, younger sister. Didn't get as much as... Have we decided the captain's gender?
No, we haven't. If you'd like to, you can now.
Oh.
I don't know. What do you think, Ryan?
Gosh, I mean, could go either way.
I was kind of thinking like older brother.
I was too, because in my mind, older brother would be looked at first as the business.
Exactly. I was thinking like if we're talking like sort of traditional tropes, you know, like.
Yeah, I can see that.
So he's my older brother, and he was like looked at as the person to like carry on certain family things, even though I'm better equipped, more honorable, better business person, all around better for the job. Duh. So Malena, I'm a woman. I have shaved hair. I have like a shaved side on one side, and then it's like really spiky on the other side. Sharp gold eyes, and very professional clothes, like a tailored suit, like slim trousers, thin tie, like
a Janelle Monáe kind of thing going on.
Please, yes, God, yeah.
Right.
All of that.
Right.
Thank you.
Icon.
You found the person that I was trying to like channel. Yes. Yeah, and she's here. She was initially invited probably as a joke, maybe not as a serious buyer, but now is here to sort of uncover some of the stuff that is going on.
Excellent.
Oh, and I took the moves grand gesture because obviously, and size up when you try to spot something out of place, ask a question, because I'm here to solve mysteries and get answers.
All right. So I'm playing La Belleza. I will be Armando de la Fuente. He is a fashion designer that's like very like he says he's a businessy fashion designer. Like, you know, he claims to not be involved with like the actual like creative side of things. But we've seen a couple of scenes like with some flashbacks that he is an awful boss. Like that he goes in to like where the creatives are doing their work and just like tears them apart. And like he has like these big like doe eyes and like this like beautiful long hair that's just like always like this mess. He's like very like artsy looking while wearing like high fashion inspired suits that he has apparently not found the second button on. Like he tucks it in properly, he buttons the very bottom button, and then it's just chest. So
he just has all of the clothes. They're designer, risque, high fashion, professional clothes.
You know, I didn't notice. I only clicked off risque and high fashion, but you're right. That is technically designer and professional also.
I'm just going to circle the
Select them all.
whole thing. Uh-huh.
Yeah. With hair voluminous and messy is what I picked. So it's like, he's got like big, like Fabio hair.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And you know what? I think he's got a silver forelock.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I
That's
get
how you know he's a bad guy.
feeling, he's a little bit of a bad guy. Because I get the feeling that this is not like a super young group. Like all of us are like professionals.
Mhm.
And so like, he's got that going on, and he talks in like a very like deep voice. It's, oh yes, Armando de la Fuente, pleasure to meet you.
Mm-hmm.
For his moves, I picked Up Boy. When you express your love passionately or demand what you deserve by riling someone up while remaining aloof, add the question, are you physically touching them, to the list of questions for the move. And Hard to Pin Down. When someone tries to express their love to you, accuses you of lying, or tries to spot something out of place about you, you can interfere by remaining aloof or coy. Roll with the questions, are they being cruel, and are you in public? On a hit, they take a -2 on their roll, and 10+, they also reveal their true feelings to you. And on a miss, they can improve their roll to a 10+ or make you mark a condition, their choice. So he's like very like, he's very aloof. He's very weird. Like there's a lot of scenes where like things are happening and he's just like in the background, just like watching through his like fake designer glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Because his vision is fine. But he has like the
the designer isn't
clearly
fake. I was like, why would he have knockoff designer glasses? No, they're just not prescription.
No, you're right. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Designer fake glasses.
I get it.
All right.
Right.
Yeah.
And like it was established in like episode 3 that he was like I think the captain fell over during the night, and he's like, well, my glasses would have been on my stand, they would have been in their case. How could I possibly have even seen him? And then we get like a flashback scene that shows him like doing like archery. Like skeet shooting. With no glasses on. And just like ping, 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 like just perfectly.
Yep.
Sus.
And I think that's Armando.
Amazing.
All right, Ryan, did you pick your moves or do you want me to go?
I did. So my moves for El Jefe, one, I come with thugs. So that's 4 to 6 thugs. It does say to name them. So I just went to La Empleada and chose some names off of there. So I've got Juan, Beatriz, Sergio, Maria, and Ruben. Are my thugs that are working the lower decks to keep the yacht operational and
nice and
running smoothly. And I sometimes pay them a little extra because sometimes I need things done, and they don't they tend to not ask questions when they get a little extra money in their bank account every month.
I love it.
Are they like very obviously like big enforcer types, or are they just like, do they like blend in?
Half of them are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like half of them are like, yeah, don't trifle with them. The other half are like my more sneakier thugs.
Just like the biggest pair of forearms you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Going like, here's your soup, Mullen.
Yep. Exactly. So I've got the thugs.
Excellent.
And then for the moves that I chose, I've got Plata o Plomo, which when you demand what you deserve, you have the physical upper hand. They mark an additional condition if they refuse and escalate. And I've also got Dangerous Passion. So when you angrily express your love, you may mark a condition to move a miss to a 7 or 9 or a 7 and 9 to 10+, which is phenomenal. I love band hopping in PBTA.
I love band hopping too.
It's so good.
Yeah, underused mechanic.
Yes.
Even like, and I am guilty of it as well. I do not have a whole lot of those. No. Probably should have more. Second edition.
I picked my moves as well, and I love these moves. I love them. I love them. So I picked Story Spinner. When you coyly attempt to learn about someone while you are pretending to be your twin, roll with the questions. Do they love your twin? Is there an ample distraction? On a 7 to 9, hold 1. On a 10 plus, hold 3. Hold 1 for 1 to ask any of these questions. What moment of intimacy have you and your twin shared? How do you feel about my twin? What do you owe my twin? How could I make you angry at my twin?
Ooh.
On a miss, you show your hand, and they realize that you aren't who you claim to be.
Oh, that's so good.
I also picked That Wasn't Me. When someone sets a scene with you or your twin, mark a condition to switch which one of you is really there.
Oh my goodness.
That would legitimately could have just been like a built-in move, because I have never had a table with a twin that didn't pick that move.
Mm-hmm.
It's so
I could
fun.
see how, like, depending on who you're playing with, like, they wouldn't be super comfortable with you just being like, my scene now. But, like, I'm thinking of, like, as Ryan, as my twin, would immediately be like, yes, done. Switch.
Yeah.
This is a game that definitely, like, we talk about the golden box in tabletop games of, like, if it's on my character sheet, it belongs to me and you cannot touch it.
Mm-hmm.
Which goes back to, like, you know, D&D and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Pasión interrupts that golden box all over the place.
Right.
It is and like that's really intentional. And it's to like make you, to invite you to be a little more open and comfortable with that, and like view things as the writer's room.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell a super brief story that I think probably should be cut from the show?
Sure.
But it's so funny. and like if you feel like it's family friendly enough, feel free to leave it in. I played in a group that had a gemelo that their twin had described themselves specifically as having an ample bosom.
Mm-hmm.
And so the twin, who introduced themselves right after, said, I took Story Spinner, and like they described through, like said the things, and they're like, and one of the questions is there an ample distraction? Which thankfully my twin has given me that the answer is yes at all times, always, no matter what. And so anytime that they would use that move, they go, is there an ample distraction? And just like gesture at their chest. Is there an ample distraction? Yes. And I was like, wasn't exactly the thought process behind the move.
However, kind of great.
Yeah, it works. It works.
Smart.
It just cracked me up.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. Balance in this game is not super important.
No.
Because the game balances itself in play.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Mhm.
by being absolutely over the top, I assume.
Exactly.
Should we do relationships?
I was going to say exactly that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
So I think the best way to do this is a snake draft. That we start with one person, roll through, they put their first and second, and then swing back.
Okay.
Yeah. Says Brandon, sportsman. Do you want to go in a specific, or should we just go, I've got written down Catalina, Esperanza, Malena, Armando. Do you want to go that order?
Sure.
Sure.
Or does anyone else have a different order they'd like?
That's fine.
I think that's
That's
fine.
good enough as any order.
Cool.
Mhm. Which puts you first, Ryan.
Oh, hey, it does. So I've
All
got
right, so pick one of your relationships.
I've got two relationship questions. One is blank has been a thorn in your side and a constant irritation, as well as blank is an object of beauty you have sworn to possess. So
So we're answering one, and then we'll
yeah.
go back,
So
right?
I think
Exactly.
I want
And
to.
you can pick whichever one
I
you want
think
to
I
do.
want to answer the thorn in your side because that one seems blatant that it would be my twin.
Okay.
So
Right.
Esperanza.
All right.
And as you're doing these, like, you know, we can discuss and negotiate if we want more information and
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Yeah. But I am glad to be your irritation, Ryan. I'm more
That
than
makes
happy.
complete
Right.
sense.
Yes.
Right.
Please be a thorn in my
Sometimes
side.
you ask a question and it's like, this adds an enormous amount of information, a thing that we'd never thought of.
Right.
And sometimes it's like, no, but this we all knew this, but it's good to have it in ink on
Yep,
your paper so that
exactly.
you come back to it. Yeah.
I don't want two thorns in my side.
Right.
Too many thorns, not enough sides.
So one of my question is blank is your twin and has something you want more than anything else in the world. So obviously Catalina is my twin. I'm just going to answer that question
Mhm.
first. has something you want more than anything else in the world. I said that this captain was my former business partner and that, like, you met him through me.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I was in love with him first.
OMG.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Oh, nice.
So
nice,
good.
nice, nice.
Yeah.
Mhm. So I'm going to say
Love
that
it.
that's what I want.
Yeah. You want
Excellent.
the captain. Oh, it's too
Yeah.
bad that he fell overboard tragically recently.
Mm-hmm.
You've both been so distraught, I imagine.
Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
haven't even begun to think about the will that left me everything.
But we don't
Of
know
course
because the
not.
will is on
I
land.
know.
You're just telling everybody that he left you
I
everything.
know.
And it's not like a business partner isn't an important person to be like
Right?
consulted in the
Upset
building of a
about.
will.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah. We should probably name our captain.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
sure.
Other than Capitan. Let's see. What would be
Does anyone have a name they would like to give him?
looking in the book?
So I picked Milena, and he would be my brother.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we
If
could
that's
get a
helpful.
brotherly name off of Milena. Yep.
Yeah, let me see if I
Oh, that's true. We could use that
That's
that
what I
other
was.
resource.
There you
This
go.
amazing book that Amelia has that I want now.
it has come in handy so many times.
Yeah.
I could also slap it in a behind the name.
I was gonna
I
say, or we
frequently
could
use
just
that.
pick a name off of
Yeah, sure.
And if I had printed out the GM materials, it also would have had a list of names. There's a list of names in there.
Oh yeah.
It is not in my book, but we could go Magdalene.
How about,
is close too. So we could do Lorenzo.
Oh, Lorenzo's a great
Lorenzo
name.
is a great name.
Yeah.
I think Lorenzo is our captain.
Me and Lorenzo were hanging out on this all-girls cruise, and then he went missing.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Yeah. Yeah. Because Armando's just so like masculine. So intrinsically so masculine.
Yep.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough for him to throw back some beers with the boys when
So yeah, speaking of Armando, did you say what your connection to Lorenzo was, or like what you have the fashion empire? What's your connection?
Yeah. I think I'm a I don't think I'm a rival. I don't think Lorenzo was in fashion, but I think I'm another business person. And I think Lorenzo and I'm this isn't like a relationship, but I think Lorenzo and I have been to a bunch of the same parties, you know?
Or have
Like,
some of your
there's, like-
parties been hosted on his yacht?
Oh yeah, maybe I'm someone who's like pretty, you know
Ooh.
what? This is good. 'Cause
You're
this actually
familiar
makes
with the yacht.
Several of us really familiar with the yacht.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I tend to go. I think I'm as much as I'm a nightmare in the business world. Hanging out with me is a lot of fun.
And
so,
Absolutely.
Yeah, like I'm his buddy that gets him up to some bad business. And so yeah, I think that's the relationship, is that like, of course I'm going to be on the yacht. I'm not going to let Lorenzo sell it because that's ridiculous.
Mhm.
I'm not going to buy it because I don't waste my money on stupid things. My friend should own the yacht.
right? My friend, like,
Why
I
would you
get to
sell
use
it?
it all the time because he's my friend. Why would I pay for it?
Why would I pay for it?
Amazing. So I'm going to go then. One of my relationship is blank knew you when you used to get into trouble and has seen your hard side. So
Amazing.
yeah, so I'm going to say
Fantastic.
that's Armando because we've partied.
Oh man, so that means Armando. I think that means that Armando is not like old money.
No.
No,
Is Milena like super wealthy or anything like that?
I don't
Well,
think she
she's
is.
the
I think
sister
she,
of the captain, right?
yeah,
She's
she's sister of the
Okay.
captain, but I think she's like she didn't come into her. She earned what she got more than her brother did. She had to work a little
Yeah.
harder,
Okay.
and I don't think she has the lavishness that he
Mhm.
has. She's still working her ass off for this.
Mhm.
Okay.
And who?
Oh,
So-
sorry,
so
she's
maybe
still
that
working her
suggests to
butt
us-
off for this.
Yeah, and who knows what's in that will? Maybe maybe something was coming your
And
way.
maybe she won't have to anymore. And maybe some of that should have been hers to begin with, is all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Just because she was left off of their dad's will doesn't mean that she's going to be left off of this one.
Uh-huh.
Right. Well, he
Exactly.
doesn't have any kids, and she's the only other family that's left. So
That's
Yeah.
true. That's
It
true.
matters.
other
And
than
his family.
the lover.
And I don't even know if I was married to Lorenzo.
Mm.
Right.
Perfect.
There's the question.
And so I think that suggests for me that Armando is like, I'm going to put huge bracket, like huge quotes, self-made,
Mhm.
like that he came up not wealthy and something happened that his brand exploded. I don't think that he earned it because I think very few people become like multimillionaires by
Yeah.
just like earning
Hard
it.
work.
But I think that like, you know, we had some time that we were slumming it.
Mhm.
Went viral on TikTok,
having a
and
good
it's
time.
just been completely different ever since.
Oh, he doesn't do phones.
Right.
he and Lorenzo don't do phones.
Ryan, I was just thinking too, it was like, you know, you're like, I don't know if we're married or not, but I think a part of eventually I guess we should save this for fan fiction, but is that like you got married, but it turned out not to be legal.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
It
was a
we,
sham.
like promised ourselves in private to each other, like that. Like this is
Nice.
as good as a marriage, right?
Well, because he's a captain, and technically captains can like,
marry.
especially if it's
Can
in the
marry.
sea,
Yeah.
you can marry. But it turns out later we find out
They can't marry themselves.
You can't marry themselves,
Yeah.
right? And so, like this whole time, you thought it was legally binding,
Yeah.
but what a twist! It wasn't.
No.
It
Amazing.
like happened in the passion of the moment, and in this like solitary moment together that we were like, you can.
So you didn't even have witnesses either.
No witnesses, right? Yeah, it was just like this. No witnesses, Captain. Hey, I'll officiate my own wedding with you right now, right here. And
But
it
you
was like,
told everybody you had a wedding.
in this very bed.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Oh my God, look at me feeling sorry for El Jefe really fast. Like, how
Oh
did
my
that
gosh, yeah.
happen?
I do love that we are very quickly coming to the idea of like, wow, none of our characters are very good people. And it's like, oh, neither's the captain.
It's kind of more fun that way.
All right. So now it's to me now, right? We've
Mhm.
done.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm going to snake it. So I'm going to do both of mine.
Okay.
I think Milena is the person that I go to when I'm truly ready to cut loose.
Mhm.
That like, you know, we used to get up to it. And now, you know, we're older, we're tireder, we've got responsibilities, but sometimes
Mhm.
we party.
Brennan, is this just us?
I don't know about you. I'm not tired. I still party.
All
I'm
the time.
tired. I try to
We
party.
all
hard.
sit here with our children at home and our podcasting and our jobs, and we're like, yes, I party.
Yeah, I party. I party.
Yeah.
No,
I'm-
when it's time to party.
I'm having a little coronita right here, right? You know.
Party.
If by party you mean I'm throwing my daughter's 10th birthday party in a couple weeks, I party.
I party.
Yep. But
Amazing.
I think we've even like maybe like gotten like a scene that like showed us like soon before the boat launched. I'm picturing a lot of flashbacks in this
Oh, for
show.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
'Cause, like,
yeah.
They're trying to like set up what happened. That like just like I was at like a wild party.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we have to build the character of Lorenzo and like his whole shtick too. So flashbacks
Yeah.
abound.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my other one, I'm going to say Esperanza has been a source of entertainment and flirtation kept at arm's length
Love it.
because you used to be the business partner.
Mm-hmm.
And so you and I were on this yacht a lot, like back in the old days.
Right.
And like back when you still had all of the money and power as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was like a lot of like flirtation back and forth.
Love it.
Like boardroom meetings where it's like I forgot a pen. Do you mind if I
Mhm.
and just like, you know, like that kind of thing.
I like it.
But of course, everyone kind of kept at arm's length because that's Armando.
Right.
Yeah.
I love it.
Cool. So that goes back to me
Excellent.
then.
Back to Milena.
Blank is the person you go to when you're stuck and has seen your soft side. I'm shocking even myself, but I think the answer is Jefe. I think the answer is what is your name?
Catalina.
Catalina. Like, yeah, I feel like we've had some good talks and some good girl bonding time, and joint frustrations with Lorenzo. Yeah. Sound good to you?
That sounds perfect. Absolutely.
All right, so that's me then. Blank met you before they met your twin and can usually tell it's you.
So I think you've got a choice between me or Milena.
Yeah.
Armando or Milena.
I'm going to say Armando.
Cool.
Since you were since I was the business partner and you were kind of around too. So.
Yeah. That's great.
And I had not introduced Catalina yet.
Yeah, I can see a thing where it's like Lorenzo seems like the prize.
Mm-hmm.
And like we just get like Armando being like no, like I'm honed in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know which of the twins I'm chasing after.
Amazing. So then it goes to me.
Yep.
Blank is an object of beauty you have sworn to possess. Gosh, that whole opening up to the soft side thing kind of makes me want to choose Milena.
Yeah.
If you're open for that.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, so much.
Amazing.
Secret rendezvous. Like,
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
that's great.
Yeah.
Well, especially too if Milena is investigating this whole situation too, and you potentially pushed Lorenzo.
Mabes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, the scenes
Amazing.
in my head right now.
And I'm also thinking, like, what if I knew that the will was mostly to Milena? And so, like,
so you got to butter up.
We have
to
this
me.
connection, but like, I want that money.
You're suddenly single. I actually technically come with the will.
Right.
Oh, that's great.
Here for it.
So one thing, just to call this out as a designer / GME guy, is these relationships really push the idea of getting people to be like flirting and getting involved with each other. Like La Belleza, this is the one I'm looking at because I'm writing it. Like a source of entertainment with flirtation. Wow, that sounds like the two of you might have flirty scenes. Is the person you're ready when you're ready to cut loose? Wow, that sounds like you might have flirty scenes. And so like,
Brandon,
all of them are
is
designed
this a
to like
kissing game? Because
there's a reason we're covering it in February.
There is a giant heart on the cover of this book.
Right.
There are some hearts in the.
Wait, I've been misled. No,
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't realize you were
surgery.
like doing the public launch on Valentine's Day. Like Ryan and I, the last couple of years, have tried to pick like romantic games for February. Yeah. So like, I love that this worked out.
I'm very excited that it did. When we started talking about like the full launch day and we realized that was a possibility, I was like, yes,
it has to be. It has to be.
It.
It's fate.
But with all of these like little relationships forming, you can also see how like a single change would just reshuffle us.
Right. For
like
sure.
all of us are, with the exception of the twins, probably not going to be dating. It'd be very easy for any of these characters to be coupled up with any of the other characters in a second, right?
Also, like you could potentially not know that you're coupled up with both of us. So
very true,
right?
Very
so
true.
much overlap.
Yeah. Well, except for me, because I can always tell.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Sorry, Milena.
I feel like I'm in big
maybe?
trouble. Yeah, or big happy. One or the other.
Although also that's like just like a relationship. If you're making an effort to not be able to be told, then like, that's obviously more important than the relationship question. You've got your story spinner. You can pretend to be somebody.
Yeah.
So from there, most of the character creation is done. In a regular game, we would then pick a last time on, which is a quick line of what has happened in the episode immediately preceding it.
Yes.
And we would, on the first episode, we would do the TV show introduction, where you play some music and your playset has a bunch of like events that happen, and like you basically describe out like a TV show introduction with a little
One
like
of my favorite things to do. It's so fun.
It's so fun.
And it just gets
It's so
everybody
fun.
in the mood to like really go hard when you start that way.
Thank you. That was the goal for it. It's just to like get everyone. It's like it's a little stressful, but it like gets everyone like kind of loosened up to it, and like like, all right, here's what we're doing. We're going for it. We're going for it. And so the playsets try to give like the playsets are so over the top, like very intentionally,
I love
in
it.
order to like signal you to do so.
It's such a fun, like, it's such a good signal though, because like when I've made my own, I still do the opening credits, and I'm like, how, like, I look at the existing ones, I'm like, okay, this is how hard I need to go. This is where we're going.
I really do want to pick the last time on, but I think, Ryan, if you're cool with it, I'd like to save that for when we get to our fan fiction section.
Absolutely.
Where we talk about what would happen if we ever played this game.
Get a little bit of time to marinate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So do we want to wrap up this?
Yeah. Did we do it? Did we finish making our people?
I think we
We made people, I think.
And we made some drama. We got some hooks.
We got some hooks.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
I love it. I love it.
So good.
I gotta play Armando at some point.
You need to just play this game. Like this is the problem. Thank you both so much for joining us for this for our Pasión de las Pasiones character creation. This was phenomenal. This was like I love this game so much, and I'm so desperate to play it.
Let's do it.
Thank you.
I think
thank you so much for having us. It was so much fun. I'm sorry I just like babbled the entire time, but it was
dare
what
you
a
speak
podcast
about the
literally
game
is.
That you wrote. God.
And like I've been excited about this game since you first mentioned it 5 years ago when we were recording, and you were like, "This is a thing I'm working on," and I was like, "I'm sorry, what?"
We little Amelia without a knowledge of playbooks. 5 years ago.
I always say, remember on our mass episode, I was like, "What's a playbook?"
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Goodness.
I knew nothing about PBTA.
And here we are.
Here we are.
I'm a woman now.
After this recording, some steamy stuff in that Patreon.
Do you both want to remind people where they can find you online?
Sure, you can find me at Elsbeth DZ, pretty much anywhere that ats are a thing.
And I'm at Leon-Gambetta on Twitter, at BLG, a couple of other places. My website's BrandonLeon-Gambetta.com, and you can pre-order Pasión de las Pasiones right now at magpiegames.com/pages/Pasión, PASION.
Do it.
Coming out tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yes, because this will be part 2. So as of tomorrow, if you're listening to this the day after it comes out, you can just straight up buy the book.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get it.
Just have it.
Get it.
That's wild. It's emotion.
Yep. Well, thank you again. And thank you to everybody for listening. Please join us on the next episode for our discussion block. Call to action.
Yeah, like that. So this one, I feel like every time we're like, oh, I wish we could play these characters. But I really want to play our ridiculous twins.
Our ridiculous twins. We will have a chance soon. Hint,
True.
audience. We're going to be bringing these characters to another podcast for characters that you never get to play, called Characters Without Stories. Which is like our whole thing. So
it's true. We had a long list of characters to choose from for that.
Yeah.
But we picked these ones, I think, because they're fresh in our memory and because like we really want to play them.
They're so good. They're so good. But
yeah,
this game is phenomenal. The character creation is so quick. Like I know PBTA can be quick in character creation.
Yeah.
I did not anticipate how quick this one was.
Which is good, because after last week's really long episode, we were like, let's get deep into it. Like, we were in the weeds, and that was great. I love those kinds of discussions, but this one was a little snappier.
It was snappy. We got some world building in there, which was really nice.
We did.
Some excellent suggestions on where to set this this endeavor of these characters, and this is a show that I would be like thrilled to watch.
Yes. Yeah.
So
I
good.
would watch this telenovela.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I'm sure that happens a lot with people playing this game. Again,
Yes.
Brandon, if you haven't submitted this to the Ennies, get on that.
Yes.
Because
Do it.
good Lord, this game is
Because
phenomenal.
It is eligible, and
Yeah.
yes.
Do
it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you can't get nominated unless you submit.
It's true.
We can't you can't just be like, well, I mean, it's a good game. If it's good enough, it'll be included. It will not unless you
It's true.
include it.
Yes.
So
Tell Magpie to submit it. 'Cause
Absolutely.
They can handle that.
there you go. Absolutely. Yeah. No, I'm thrilled that we were able to cover this game. I'm really looking forward to this discussion next episode. So stay tuned for that, everybody. This series is so good.
It's great.
Yeah, absolutely. But before we do sign off for the day, we do have a couple calls to action. First off, related to what we were just talking about, a reminder that the Pasión de las Pasiones released to the public happens tomorrow on Valentine's Day. Tomorrow in quotes, if you're listening to this to the day this episode releases. This is a fantastic way to celebrate because this game is phenomenal as well as steamy. And full of drama, which is a lot of cases for a lot of people on Valentine's Day.
Oh no! I hope your Valentine's Day is drama free.
I hope so too.
Unless it's sexy drama.
Yeah, maybe play this game and have a lot of fun with it. Because my goodness.
In other news, here's a gentle reminder that it's Girl Scout cookies time again.
Ooh.
My daughter is selling cookies for Girl Scouts, and it would help her out tremendously if you would buy some cookies from her. We've made it super easy this year. You can just head to cookies.charactercreationcast.com, and that'll take you right to Eleanor's cookie page where you can order to your heart's content. If you don't already have a Girl Scout in your life that you'd like to order from, you can certainly borrow mine. There are some gluten-free cookies. I believe there are a couple, well, maybe one, I don't know, off the top of my head, vegan options too. So there's a little something for everybody in there. So you can go to cookies.charactercreationcast.com and have them shipped directly to you.
Absolutely. Next up, we are both really excited about all the fantastic stuff that we have going on in our Patreon lately. Things like our 30 to 60 minute plus chit chat episodes are definitely one of the biggest highlights of our week. And you may have noticed that we are moving those to Thursdays. This is going to help spread out our content a little bit so patrons don't get a ton of content on Mondays when all of that drops at once. And then for those at the $5 and up level, you'll get to also enjoy our Undying Bond series of game design episodes, and any other bonus games that we cover. Those will usually release on Mondays. But not only that, and this is a pretty new development that we decided on the last recording we did for Undying Bonds. We're planning on releasing the Undying Bonds game itself to any patrons supporting us at the $5 level and higher when we have something that's playable.
Yes.
Which we hope will have some alpha version of this soon-ish.
I feel like we're a ways away, but
we'll see. We'll see. But right now is an absolute fantastic time to join our growing list of side quest patrons and above.
Speaking of joining this growing group of fantastic folks, we have a new patron that we'd love to thank directly this week. Carlos Salazar. We are so grateful for your generosity and are both looking forward to chatting with you on our Discord. We're also very curious about the game you're looking to create, so please keep us posted on that too.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Carlos. We also would love to thank those of you still supporting our show every month. It truly warms our hearts that you are here with us. So, Lieutenant, as usual, our first patron, we are happy to have you here with us. Thank you.
DJG, Tigranosaurus, thank you for your continued support.
Eric Bonds, thank you so much.
We are really glad to have you here, Matt Newton. Thank you for supporting us.
Shadim Kabal, many thanks to you.
Daryl Holiday II, thank you for your support.
The Shyest Barbarian, thanks for helping us make this show.
Benjamin Sweeney, we can't thank you enough, but we will continue thanking you every single episode.
Lorcan McInnes, thank you for your support.
Rob Fletcher, many thanks to you.
Kevin Brown, thanks for helping us make this show.
Tentacle Duck, as always, thank you for your continued support.
And John Adamus, thank you as well for your continued support.
A3 Sketchpad, we are really happy to have you with us. Thank you so much.
And we're glad to have you here as well. Cole McCallum, thank you for supporting. And a thank you to all of our supporters in the future. We couldn't make this show as easily without your assistance. We are so close to our goal of fully funding the show. If you want to help push us over the edge and start breaking even on producing it, please head on over to patreon.com/charactercreationcast to find out about all the amazing stuff that our Patreon has to offer.
Finally, we have a brand new review to read for you today. If you want to help us out in a way that only requires your time, reviews are a great way to do that. Throwing out a review on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, Podcast Addict, or Facebook really warms our hearts, and it lets us know who is listening to this show and from where. Like this one from Ansel, do you think? _ Ansel.
Something like that.
From Australia on iTunes. It's titled, "How Did I Not Know About This?" The algorithm failed to deliver this up for so long, but since finding out about this podcast this morning, I have listened to half a dozen episodes already. Great guests and a strong premise that provides excellent insights into RPGs. Highly recommend. Thank you.
Yeah,
that was so
thank
nice.
you.
And
this is
way to binge.
I know, right? There's so many more episodes to be heard. So I'm really excited for you to catch up. Really glad to have you here with us, Ansel. And that's it for today's episode. Join us here next week for the discussion portion of the series. If you enjoyed the first episode of the series, you know this discussion is going to be really good. Until then, take care of yourselves, stay safe, practice self-care, drink some water. I'm looking at you, future Ryan. Enjoy your Valentine's Day. We hope that you enjoyed it if you're listening to this afterwards. Know that we love that you're spending some time with us this week, and keep making those amazing people. We'll see you next time. Character Creation Cast is a production of the One Shot Podcast Network and can be found online at www.charactercreationcast.com. Head to the website to get more information on our hosts, this show, and even our press kit. Character Creation Cast can also be found on Twitter at CreationCast or on our Discord server at discord.charactercreationcast.com. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Bolter, and I can be found on Twitter at Lord Neptune or online at lordneptune.com. Our other host, Amelia Antrim, can be found on Twitter at Ginger Reckoning. Music for this episode is used with a Creative Commons license or with permissions from the podcast they originated from. Further information can be found within the show notes. Our main theme music is Hero, remixed by Steve Combs, and is used with a Creative Commons license. This podcast is owned by us under Creative Commons. This episode was edited by Ryan Bolter. Further information for the game systems used in today's guest can also be found in the show notes. If you'd like to support our show, find us on Patreon. Get access to bonus episodes, extra outtakes, and much more at patreon.com/charactercreationcast. Thanks for joining us. And remember, we find the best part of any role-playing game is character creation. So go out there and create some amazing people. We'll see you next time.